Let's talk about him. No, not him. Him. No, Hugh, concentrate. I'm talking about him, the flamboyant king of darkness from the 1998 through 2005 Wonderfest that is the Powerpuff Girls. Yes, I like the Powerpuff Girls. I don't even care what you have to say about it. Now, if you do not know who the Powerpuff Girls are, they're basically a better version of the Justice League. I'm looking at you, Flash, who defend the town of Townsville from a whole host of villains, including Fuzzy Lumpkins, Lenny Baxter, the Rowdy Rough Boys, who were basically the Squirtle Squad in human form, and someone called Seducer. Wait, Seducer? How did I never clock that as a kid? Fucking hell. Anyway, him is the most dangerous enemy of the entire series. And if you indulge me for just a couple of precious minutes, I'm going to tell you why. Before I do though, I'd like to thank our sponsor for this video, Raid Shadow. I'm only joking. Be a little darling though and hit subscribe for me so that we can land sponsors at some point though in the future, yeah? Okay, him. No, not him. Him. Hugh, just fucking concentrate on the edit, mate. When we first meet him, he's secretly monitoring the Powerpuff Girls, but he's just sat there grinning, motionless, his pointed features and crab claw for hands, his yellow eyes, his male presence but with long seductive boots and a fluffy miniskirt on. His whole presence is just weird, and the narrator tells us the reason he's known as him is that because even the sheer mention of his real name is just too scary to utter. A solid start, if I may add, but things only descend into the pits of nightmare fuel hell from here. When him speaks, his voice flicks between this soft and hard, quiet and loud, high and low pitched voice.
Sorry, but your soul is mine.
All the time it has this weird echo to it, giving it this just extra level of strangeness. His tone changes quickly. He goes from playful to dangerous, which for children, and to be honest even as an adult, is incredibly difficult to process. You never know where you're at with him. You just can't nail him down. But he doesn't have that issue with others. We soon find that him knows where you are at all moments and is somehow everywhere at once. Not only that, he can fly around, so he has no problem ever reaching his target if he needs to. Him is kind of similar to Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. He doesn't seem to know what he is himself, even if he's cocksure in his mannerisms. He's something of an enigma, and that creates tension. And that's instilled in all of us, the fear of the unknown, or fear of things we don't understand. That's ultimately why Connor's scared of vaginas. Got him. Because him is such a mystery, but has such a presence about him in what is a colourful show of sugar, spice and all things nice, him cuts through this and just creates tension whenever he's on screen. To exacerbate things further, him is different to all other villains we see in the series. Fuzzy Lumpkins, for example, just wants to defend his property with his banjo and shotgun. The Amoeba Boys just always accidentally make people sick because, well, they're amoebas. Mojo Jojo is just some power-hungry monkey with a huge brain and who wants to take over the world in pursuit of total control and power, and Lenny Baxter is just a nonce who's obsessed with young girls. Yeah, that really was in there. But him, on the other hand, prefers psychological warfare. He uses methods of doing so to orchestrate events in an attempt to drive the Powerpuff Girls apart or just make them scared, many of which come really close to succeeding. For example, he uses Bubbles' innocence and how gullible she is to move his plans along. In his first appearance in Octi Evil, he possesses Bubbles' stuffed cute purple octopus doll that she carries around, Octi. Him speaks to Bubbles through Octi, and by gaining the trust of her, he tries to turn the other two girls against each other. When they finally end up enemies, Bubbles turns to Octi as her trusted advisor, but him has now fully possessed the doll. Bubbles then ends up realising that it's his identity, but by that point, Octi has grown gigantic and he goes to destroy Townsville. She flies up to Octi, who's on top of a skyscraper now, a bit like King Kong, and screams at him that he's used her to separate the three sisters. Him uses Octi's tentacles to just hold her and then just slowly crushes her, leading Bubbles to scream out so loudly that her cries can actually be heard by Blossom and Buttercup the other side of the town. But the girls don't ever even really defeat him in any battle ever in any episode. He always just retreats, poised, waiting for his next opportunity to strike. All of these things easily make him the most threatening villain that we see in the whole series, and well worthy of the Nightmare Fuel badge that he can show off from now on. So welcome to the club, him. But what do you lot think? Frankenfurter wannabe or Nightmare Fuel of the highest order? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And until next time, good night and sweet nightmare fueled dreams.